Pablo was okay. How do I feel about hip hop today? That is a great question. So, I okay. Oh wait, let's pause here. This is a serious one. So I grew up. I'm pretty sure based on stuff you have said on the internet. There, can I just call you Justin? Since everybody calls you that, it's easier than the too tall. But I will call you too tall till you give me the word. I'm pretty sure you and I are actually the exact same age, or at least we were born in the same year. So I grew up on like the 80s and 90s and stuff. Biggie, Tupac. Great, thank you. Um, and we've seen the evolution of hip hop sounds, and it's a lot more of the trap style music. And there was a time there where I felt very like I was turning into my dad. Okay, so this is gonna require me to take a couple steps back here. My dad, bless his soul, I love him, but he is a curmudgeon, especially when it comes to music. As soon as my dad turned like 30 years old, everything was just trash. All this kid's music is garbage. It's not gonna last forever. My music is the best. Everything that came before me was garbage. Everything that came after me was garbage. This is my spot. And I've seen him now live this life where this is all he knows is just this music in this particular era, and he holds on to it dearly. And like kudos to him, but he is just stubbornly holding on to the music he grew up with without like even bothering to try and enjoy what the artists of today are trying to do or the context for like why the sounds evolved. And hip hop's evolved a lot. Your dad sounds like my mom. Probably. I think it is very easy as we get older to get stubborn in our ways and get nostalgic about the stuff that we grew up with, and growing up with the context of that everything I grew up with was the best. And I feel like as I started to realize that like this is just all a circle, and my grandparents thought their stuff that they grew up with was the best, and everything that came from their parents was trash, and everything that their kids listened to was trash, and realizing like, oh, it's not so much a discussion about the quality of the music. It is heavily dependent on what time in the world you grew up in, which kind of defines like what is quote unquote good. So I try not to like look at music in absolute terms anymore of just like this is good music, this is bad music. I look at it more of like what I enjoy versus what I don't enjoy. And I think there was a time like when trap became the go-to sound where I was just very much like, nope, 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 I don't want to hear any of this. These guys don't have any lyrics. These beats are all the same. And I just feel like that didn't help. Like I was just like, I was becoming my dad at that point of I am just now stubbornly putting on the blinders, covering my ears to the world, and like not letting myself enjoy the music that I actually like from this era, or the stuff that I would like. And so, of the modern hip-hop era, some of the things that I do like is I love that the rappers have a much greater sense of, or a much greater sense of melody. I think there is a value to having like a sing-songy flow to the way you say the words, because it makes it easier to catch, makes it more catchy, easier to sing along with. I like that aspect of it versus like, I don't know, the hardcore rappers of the 80s where it's just like the straight monotone flow. And I love the lyrics that they were saying at the time and the meaning, but like I love Gangstar, but I have a hard time listening to, I mean, the monotone Guru, RIP, by the way. Like it's hard to like just sing that stuff right away because it's just like this guy just spitting these hardcore lyrics in a very monotone flow, and it's not particularly catchy. And I like the fact that modern rappers have a better understanding of that. I like that the beats hit really hard. I guess my problem with the modern beats. Okay, actually, let's go back with the lyrics first, with the rappers in particular. I love that they use more melody. I do not like the fact that they're pretty much, a lot of them are not saying anything in particular. I do, it does bother me that the overall lyricism has gone way down. I love Kendrick Lamar for being able to find like the modern sound plus the lyrics. Gangstar, it's great. Yes, Gangstar is great. Oh my goodness, we could talk like DJ Premier, Guru, all that stuff. DJ Premier, one of my all-time favorite producers in the game. I think my top three, oh, like top producers. In no particular order because I'm gonna have to think about this. Timbaland is up there, like 90s Timbaland. My goodness, amazing. DJ Premier is up there. That New York sound with the boom bap beats and the scratching, the scratch hooks. Dr. Dre is up there. All that West Coast stuff up to 2000s, and even like that new Compton album. Well, the new Compton album that came out a couple years ago, that has great beats on it. And I love the RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. Like Enter the 36 Chambers to like a bit past Wu-Tang Forever, just fire everywhere. um and so Bone Thugs are my favorite. Okay, yeah, that, I mean, like this disciple of Eazy-E, and they had some crazy flows, and they also had a bit of melody in there as well. Crossroads, fantastic song. What were we talking about now? Oh yeah, modern rappers. So I love the emphasis on flow and melody. I do not like the lack of lyrics. I would love to see more rappers get lyrical in what they're saying. Ice Cube, yes, also very good. I can definitely see the West Coast slant in your choices here, and that's cool. I mean, Toronto pre-Drake was very New York in its preferences, so we didn't get a lot of Dr. Dre out here, but definitely did hear like Nothing But a G Thing and stuff on the radio all the time. What else? Um, as far as beats go, the whole sampling thing kind of went obsolete when the original artist started charging too much. And on one hand, it's led to this new sound of hip hop that hits really hard. Like the drums are crazy with the triplet hi-hats. I love that. But what gets lost along the way is like there's a level of melody and musicality that those original samples had because the original instruments were played by musicians, and nowadays it's a lot of guys who aren't necessarily musicians, so they have these just super basic melodies. Like I'm so tired of the trap beat that is your 808 drums with just like single note piano keys that dun da na na da na na, and then like there's just a bell like every fourth beat, boom da na na, like that type of stuff. Not so much. But I'm not inherently against modern rap, and I'm not even inherently against like the dumb rap music that kind of plays into all the things that I don't like. There are some 6ix9ine songs that I like on his album, for example, and I don't think he's a particularly great rapper, but I think some of the music he makes is entertaining. Migos is not necessarily my I can't listen to a Migos album in full, also because they make them way too long. But they've got some bangers. And so, yeah, I just try and kind of take each thing for what it is. I'm trying to break myself out of the thinking of, like, rap today is trash and throw all of it in the garbage when there's some stuff I like and some stuff I don't. And if I were to look back at some of the stuff I liked in the 90s, it probably doesn't hold up as well now. So, I don't know. I think I just made it weirdly, overly nuanced, but